They found breakfast still warm on the tables, radios playing, laundry swaying softly in the wind, and not a single person left alive. No struggle, no signs of escape, just silence. In June of 1987, somewhere in the deserts of Central Asia, a town of over 1,000 people vanished overnight, as if the earth itself had swallowed them whole. When soldiers arrived the next morning, every house was empty, doors unlocked, meals half-eaten, a kettle still boiling on a stove. It was as if time had stopped mid-breath and never started again. Even today, no one can explain what really happened here. The maps were erased, the records deleted, and the few who tried to investigate were told one thing: forget it ever existed. Welcome to Secret Archive. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe, because the story you're about to hear is one that the world tried to erase. The town's name was Kuliab 9. It was built during the Soviet era, a mining settlement in the middle of the desert, created to extract rare metals used for military projects. Officially, it didn't exist. It wasn't on any public map. Only a few workers and their families were allowed to live there. People who once visited said it was quiet, efficient, and strangely controlled. No outsiders, no travel in or out without permission. Even the mail was censored. Then, one night in June 1987, everything changed. The last driver to visit the town, a man named Yuri Malenkov, arrived at dusk with a truck full of supplies. He said everything seemed normal. Children playing, lights in windows, laughter in the air. He parked his truck and slept in the cab. When he woke up at sunrise, the streets were empty. He searched every house, every alley. No people, no animals, not even footprints leading away. He drove to the nearest checkpoint and reported what he saw. Within hours, the military sealed the entire area. That's where the official story ends. But decades later, pieces of the truth began to surface. In 2003, leaked Soviet documents referred to an incident in K9 sector, the same region. The file mentioned gas exposure, neurological damage, and immediate containment. At first, experts thought it was a toxic leak, maybe a chemical explosion underground. But there were problems with that theory. When satellite scans were done years later, there were no signs of damage, no crater, no burn marks, no radiation, nothing that explained a sudden mass death or evacuation. So, if it wasn't an accident, what was it? Some former Soviet scientists believe Kuliab 9 was an experiment. During the Cold War, the USSR researched what they called psychological weapons, frequencies or sound waves that could alter human behavior. One declassified memo described Phase 3 testing in a civilian settlement. It's the only known record that matches the town's description. If true, it suggests Kuliab 9 wasn't just a mining site. It was a human test ground. And maybe whatever they tested that night worked too well. In nearby villages, people still talk about the night the desert went silent. They say strange lights appeared in the sky, a low hum that made animals restless. One man, an old shepherd named Bekmir, claimed he saw soldiers arriving before sunrise, loading something onto trucks, not people, but sealed containers. He said, they took something out of that town. Whatever it was, they didn't want anyone to see. His statement was never officially recorded, but locals remember his story. But in the end, that's what makes this story unforgettable. Because behind every secret lies something deeply human. People who laughed, worked, dreamed, and disappeared without a trace. Maybe it was science gone wrong. Maybe it was an accident buried under bureaucracy. Or maybe it was something stranger. Something the desert still keeps hidden. Whatever the truth is, one thing is certain. A town really did vanish, and the world was never supposed to know.